北は中国のチベット、南はインドに挟まれた小さな王国ブータン。ブータンの文化に触れる旅へ一緒に出かけてみましょう。
Hello everyone. Presenting from National Commission for Women and Children, Bhutan. Outline of my presentation, vision and mission, situation of women in Bhutan, legal framework, GVV services, challenges and way forward. Firstly, the vision, a happy nation of children, women and men living in harmony with equality and respect in all spheres of life. There are two visions. One, to protect and promote the rights of women through gender-responsive interventions. And two, to protect and promote the rights of children through child-responsive interventions. Presenting on the situation of women in Bhutan, well, firstly, women constitute about 40% of the population, according to population of Bhutan, according to the population housing census conducted in 2017 by National Statistics Bureau. Women in decision making, very contrast to the population. We have in the National Assembly, women represent about 15%. Women in National Council is 16%, which includes 2 eminent members appointed by His Majesty the King. We have 12.1% women leaders in local government, which is a big increase from the early election. from 2 in the local government in the early election. Now we have 7 local leaders in the key governance. In terms of executive in civil service, we have 14.9%, including the executive, including the specialist position. Women judges comprise of 14.5%, and in state-owned companies, women represent as a board member about 9.9%. According to the study on prevalence of violence against women and girls by National Commission for Women and Children in 2017, 44.6% of our women experience one or more forms of violence in their lifetime. The forms of violence are physical violence, sexual violence, emotional violence, and economic violence. From the legal framework at the international front, we are party to CEDAW, which was signed and ratified without any reservation in 1981, and CRC in 1990, and Beijing Platform for Action, Sustainable Development Goals. And from the national legal framework, we have the Constitution of Kingdom of Bhutan, which Article 8 and 9 states that it prohibits discrimination and exploitation of women and children in Bhutan. We have Domestic Violence Prevention Act 2013, Child Care and Protection Act of Bhutan 2011, and Penal Code of Bhutan 2004, which was also amended some sections in 2011 and also 2021. We also have rules on working conditions of women put in place. The national policies that also caters to the gender equality are National Gender Equality Policy 2020 and its action plan, National Climate Change Policy 2020 and action plan, National Disability Policy of Bhutan 2019 and action plan, Draft National Child Policy, Food and Nutrition Policy of 2015. The institutional structures, National Commission for Women and Children is the lead agency to promote and protect the rights of women and children. We work with a network of gender and child focal points, both at the central agency level, at the local level, including the CSOs and private sectors. We also have gender expert groups and Dzongkhap and Thunde Women and Child Committee. We also have monitoring frameworks put in place. Number one is the SDG dashboard to monitor and progress, report the progress of SDG implementation, which is taken care by the Gross National Happiness Commission, which is the Central Planning Commission for the Royal Government of Bhutan. Gender Equality Monitoring System, which is managed by National Commission for Women and Children. We also produce annual reports on the situation of women and children, really to update on the progress of the situation of women and children. In terms of services with the National Commission for Women and Children, we have the toll-free helpline, which is 24/7. We have the case management a system, which is survival-centered approach, and we also provide psychosocial support and reintegration programs. We have child and girls service centers across some districts. We are coming up with a mental health hospital. We also have gender-based violence and child protection, emergency preparedness and response during COVID-19 pandemic, and also during any other emergencies. We are also implementing GVV prevention intervention to adolescents and caregivers in schools of Thimphu and the nearby district like Paru. Gender equality is a priority for the rural government of Bhutan, particularly during the 12 5-year plan, which is the last year of the plan period. We have dedicated national key result area number 10, which is gender equality, very much aligned to the SDG goal number 5. Similarly, we have gender mainstreaming gender in all other key result areas such as key result area of 16, 13, and 16, which are on justice, on climate change and resilience, and on the water and hygiene. Challenges, we have a number of challenges. One of the critical challenge is limited understanding on the issue related to gender and child protection. We also have limited capacity of the sectors to implement gender and child protection related interventions. We are also so much in lack of services and institutional mechanisms to implement the 3 acts that I just mentioned about. We have, as always, limited resources, both in terms of human, technical, and financial. Some of the strategic way forward are number 1 is establish a strong and effective legal and policy coordination framework, and also strengthen advocacy and awareness on issues related to gender equality and child protection, and institutionalize the capacity of the sectors to implement gender and child protection related interventions. Strengthen and implement of the 3 acts, which are Child Care and Protection Act 2011, Child Adoption Act of 2012, and Domestic Violence Prevention Act of 2013, and the respective rules and regulations. And lastly, really to prioritize resources for gender equality and child protection and well-being. With this, I end my presentation, and thank you everyone for listening to me, and have a good day.